Yes, I'm back here to talk about American domestic politics and a new day in America and a new brand of politics. Civility and decorum are out the window. And I've already predicted if this current administration got a second term, the blowback was going to be even harder. So, because at the end of the day, he's going to do things that the American public don't actually want him to do. And the only people that like what he's doing are his hardcore supporters. But it's really a government of exclusion, not inclusion. And like I said, cults that are built on things that are built on political movements that are built on cults and political exclusion only has a very short window in longevity. So to be fair, MAGA it's ran its course for about a decade. So it's nearing the end right now. But when a leader gets in power and also shows they're not competent in their behavior, but then does things out of hatefulness and spite and political revenge, it's bound to have blowback. So even normie people are not going to respond well to this style of government. So a lot of people are going to be angry because they've been affected by the decisions of this administration in a very negative light. And I know people are like, well, we've had wave elections with the president in power, and the party out of power always wins back seats. That's true, but 2026 is going to be a massive, massive blowback against this current administration in a way we've probably never witnessed in modern U.S. history. And there's going to be a Tea Party of the left that's going to rise up. It's going to be a more populist left. It's not going to be like 2018 where it was just the resistance libs. Those days have changed. And people have to remember that blowback was smaller because in 2018, that was Trump's first term. And it was more like a pushback against his character and his lack of decorum. And then the Me Too stuff came out and all that. It was more of a style of politics he got to push back on. But back then, the economy was thriving. People were doing good economically. So obviously, more Democrats did turn out that year in 2018 than Republicans. But the disenchantment with Trump was not as strong as it is this time around. Because right now, the way he's governed this time compared to his first term, he's way worse this time. Back his first term, he at least did some good things. The economy was humming well. Then we had COVID because of some of the stuff he messed up on, his failures, but he did still do something about it at the end, and then provided subsidies and financial security for people. So he did some things, a little much of good and the bad. This time around, no. He's doing an absolutely terrible job. And people are suffering as a result, and they're angry. And he's gone way too far in immigration, way too far in domestic policy, way too far in revenge politics, way too much into the corruption, the foreign affairs, all the stuff that people are sick of. Okay? He's literally spending his time enriching himself and doing political retribution. This is not what the majority of the public wants. And it is going to anger the left if one side goes so far to the right that it's literally exclusionary. People are not going to like this. And that's not just left wingers that are going to push back hard. It's going to be independents. Okay? So the blowback is going to be much bigger in 2026 than it was in 2018. Or like the Tea Party wave in 2010 with Obama. It's going to be much bigger this time because people are directly blaming the current administration for the failure on the economy, inflation. People know where to put their blame. And it's also people just wanting to simply save the heart and soul of our country. It's going to be out of desperation. People are going to come out and vote in droves. Okay? And I'm going to show you a video to witness for yourself how the political tide is changing. So you're going to see people that were pickleball grandmas that played bingo and pickleball. You're going to see the suburban wine moms that were more like about civility and above the fray in politics. They're lashing out now because they're fed up. They're watching this guy trample on our democracy and do whatever the heck he wants without any consequences. And this is going to be a just wake-up call for the GOP and the current administration, Trump. It's going to be a wake-up call for some of the Democrats that are just sitting by watching it happen and playing patty cakes. The voters aren't buying this anymore. So they're already saying it out loud. The next Democratic nominee better run on accountability and bringing back law and order and bringing back justice to the people and actually talk about cleaning up what's been damaged instead of just let's go forward and not look back. No, we want to not repeat history. We want to see accountability. And it's not just me saying that. It's not just a couple of YouTubers you see on YouTube saying that. You're going to see a lot more people saying the same thing. It's becoming a wide mainstream movement now. People want to bring the government back to them. People want accountability back in our system. And yes, they're going to be hungry for justice. They're going to want to vote for somebody who's going to hold all these criminals accountable and actually make the government work again for the people. So I'm going to show you a clip about what the mood really is on the ground. Now, you're not going to all agree with what I show you, but this is actually what's happening. So the 35% approval rating for Trump, that's not just a blip in the radar. That's a real problem, and it's going to only go down worse because he's clearly making it clear he's not going to make the country better. He's going to lie and gaslight us all the way until next year. He's not going to stop. He's going to keep telling us everything's great and we're imagining how bad everything is, and that we need to just not stop complaining and go about our life and be appreciative for what we get. And guess what? That's not adequate. Okay. People should demand more out of their government, and it's an insult and a slap in the face to us as a country and as constituents and as voters for these people, for the Congress to take all these recesses, not want to have any accountability in our government, cover for criminals, and allow everybody's healthcare premiums to go up, and allow people to suffer and not care. And this guy to stand here on TV and lie to us like we're stupid and tell us we're not seeing what we're actually seeing. BS. We see through it. Sorry, buddy. It's a new day in America. And as far as the ICE Gestapo's going after people, that's going to come to an end. And we are going to want a tribunal panel against these ICE agents that are doing human rights abuses to these immigrants and American citizens. Because it's not okay. This is not okay. And the war crimes being committed on Venezuela, it's all terrible. Okay? We need to bring accountability back to our government. All right. And the defying of the judiciary and all these things, the taking away of due process, it's not okay. This is not okay. So I'm going to show you guys a clip about the reality on the ground. All right. See you in the next segment.